Hi, welcome back. Today I want to ask you what's in your hand? What do you currently have an influence over that you give your energy to, your thoughts, your efforts to? And how is that effort? What's the level of effort that you give the things that you currently have in your hand? The reason I ask you this is because I know you've got a big life ahead of you, and I know you probably dream about that big life ahead of you. And being someone who is very destination orientated, I've had to learn the hard way to become journey orientated, to learn to appreciate the journey and be the best I can be along the journey and not always be so focused on the end result. When I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I worked at the local fish and chip shop and then the local general store. And the general store was a very general store. We pumped fuel, we cooked fish and chips, we made sandwiches, we sold magazines. We were also the post office. It was everything. And when I finished school, I decided to apply for what I thought was a better job. And of course, it was at a department store it's called Myer. And I got the job, I finished the induction, and I was eagerly waiting for my placement to see what department I'd be working in the department store. Well, I was devastated to see that I was going to be working in the cafe. Now, I've been, like I said, working in the general store, doing all those what I would call yucky jobs, and I was looking forward to getting into the department store. I'm working with clothes and I love fashion, and that's what I was hoping for when I applied for the job. So I turned up for my first few shifts in the cafe, and it was every bit as awful as I thought it would be. I was grumpy, I was sulky, I didn't love it. I just didn't. I thought, what's the point in leaving the general store to go and work in another cafe just in a different location? But then I sort of had to give myself a bit of a slap and a bit of a talking to, because how was I ever going to graduate from the cafe into other departments where I actually wanted to be if I wasn't doing my best work in the cafe? I had to think to myself, what if a supervisor came in and asked my managers, how's Carly doing? How's she going in the cafe? What did I want them to say? Did I want them to say the truth, which was that I was doing the bare minimum that was asked of me? I wasn't very friendly and I wasn't very nice to work with because I wasn't keen to make friends with the rest of the people in the cafe because I didn't want to be there. Did I want them really to say that about me? I didn't. So I just decided to change my attitude about the cafe. I decided I was going to make the best toasted sandwiches ever. I was going to wash the dishes cleaner than ever. When I was collecting dishes, I was going to give the best customer service ever. Even if the people were grumpy and didn't even really acknowledge me, I was still going to give it my best. And what was entrusted to me in my hand was working in a cafe. I was just going to do that really well. Well, I'm not telling you this to pump up my own tires and say, look how great I was and look at my change in attitude. I'm telling you this to encourage you, because sure enough, what happened a few months later, as the next roster came out for the next block of shifts, I was rostered on in the Christmas department. Now, I was so excited because I love Christmas as much as I love fashion. And I don't know if anyone ever said that I did a good job. I don't know what happened in all of that, but I know that the way I stewarded what was in my hand, I felt proud of. I felt like I had given it my best, and I just waited until the next opportunity came along, and I was really happy when it did. So I've got a worksheet there for you with a few questions just to jog your memory, just to delve a little deeper into what you currently have in your hand and how you steward what you have in your hand, whether you are journey orientated and focusing on the now and what you have to handle right now, and how this affects what you're moving towards. Good luck with this, and I will talk to you soon.